Oh, fantastic.
Give me a hug.
Oh, okay.
You know what's so cool about that? I heard that it takes 3 hugs just to maintain your self-esteem for the day. So 3 hugs a day and you maintain your self-esteem. So anything above that, and it's just more and more well-being and joy. So I love that. I love that clip.
I love that, too. Don't be surprised if you don't see Mitch and I at one of the malls.
If you see 2 crazy people with 2 big sides, free hugs.
Come give us
a hug. Yeah.
So, Mitch, I know that in the work that we do, working with clients and with hypnotherapy and NLP, that we can get really inspired, and you can go hear a speaker and get motivated and all of these things, and then sometimes that doesn't stick. We go right back to that place where we didn't want to be. And the reason for that is limiting beliefs we have about ourselves or the world.
All that programming
that we've got. And, you know, we've talked in many of our other shows about ways to overcome those limiting beliefs. And there's many ways to do it. Yeah, I thought you were going to add something there. I keep looking at you.
I was waiting. Tell me about it. I'm ready.
Or I'll keep talking.
Okay, there you go.
So there's a lot of ways to overcome your limiting beliefs, and there's all kinds of ways to do that, whether it's through traditional therapy or hypnotherapy or through spiritual or religious practices or through bibliotherapy, reading certain books and different things like that. And we're not really doing a show about limiting beliefs, so that's something that we definitely talk about and how they're stored in the subconscious mind. But I did come across this really great clip because I really love sports. I really love watching sports, especially if I can be live at the stadium when it's happening. On TV, not so much, but if I can go down to a Lobo game or if I can sit in the Isotopes, I really get into it. Just all that crowd energy and all of the wonderful things that are going on.
Get inspired, absolutely.
And I found a really great clip about the first man to break the 4-minute mile, and it goes right along with limiting beliefs and how those beliefs can hold us back from achieving our dreams.
Well, it goes back to what we've talked about, that famous quote by Henry Ford, if you think you can't, or if you think you can, then you can. And how does that go again?
It says if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're
right.
Either
way, you're right.
Either way,
exactly.
You're right. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. We're getting through it. You know, I am thankful for warmth during this cold time, but this studio is really, really hot right now. And I think our brains are melting. Anyhow, let's go to that. Let me see if I can find it. That Roger Bannister. There we go.
Yeah, it's important. It's important for people to start, especially this is such a great time of the year to start changing some of those limited ideas you have about yourselves and just start changing the thought into something that is more positive. And you'll know, because just pay attention to how you feel. So if you're getting a thought that feels limiting to you, it's not going to feel very good. So just change it, reverse it. If you're thinking you can't, just start thinking that you can, and let that be a really good feeling and start moving towards that. So let's go right to this clip.
Sounds great. Here we go. Doctors and scientists said it was impossible. Man could not run a mile in less than 4 minutes. He would die in the foolish attempt. It was an impossible dream.
Our bone structure was wrong. Wind resistance was too great. We had inadequate lung power. Our heart could not take the strain.
25-year-old Roger Bannister wasn't listening. He endured thousands of monotonous laps around the same university track, determined to shape his body and his mind.
May 6, 1954, at Oxford University in England, was viewed as simply another attempt in history of foolish attempts to achieve the impossible dream.
Yet at the end of the race, the stopwatches held a different view. The results were announced. Result of 1 mile time, 3 minutes. The rest was lost in the roar of the crowd.
Roger Bannister blazed across the finish line in a time of 3 minutes, 59.4 seconds. The impossible dream was now an event for the history books, considered one of the greatest feats in sports history.
46 days after Bannister's breakthrough, the record was broken again by a different runner. By the end of 1957, 16 runners had achieved the impossible.
Runners did not suddenly get better in those few short years. They simply began to believe. Running a mile in less than 4 minutes was not only possible, it had been achieved.
To date, 955 runners have achieved the impossible dream, accomplishing the feat an incredible 4,700 plus times.
Many of life's barriers and obstacles come from within. We create limits for ourselves, but once those barriers are broken, we realize the biggest barriers are our beliefs.
What beliefs are keeping you from achieving your dreams? Don't accept them. Don't listen to the voices of doubt. Forge ahead and you too can achieve impossible dreams. I'm happy we got through that.
Good job.
So, what I love about that is that, it said it couldn't be done. It said we would actually die, a human would die trying to do that. And now it's been done over 4,700 times. One person did it, and then the belief system changed. Oh, well, it's actually possible. So now if that person did it, well, I can probably go out and do it. And people condition themselves. It only took one person to show that it was possible.
So just imagine what that means. I mean, it just meant if one person could accomplish anything, then people would start changing their beliefs. If they can do it, then I can.